Awesome. Hi, guys. This is going to be our first Broughton podcast. Obviously, a little bit different going forward. Trying to get that social media up. So, thanks for tuning in. Today, we've got myself, John Appleby, who's kind of been heading up the social media aspect for the last 6 months for the club. We've also got
me, Johnny Mitchell. Recently just joined the committee. Trying to boost the social media side. Just an all-round mincer, to be fair.
And we've also...
Sorry, mate. We've nailed down first team captain as a first episode. This is going to be tasty.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice honour to be the first. No pressure. So I'm Jordan, Broughton captain of the first team. I'm in my second year of a consecutive captain. So, so let's see what the show brings.
Awesome. So let's kick it off. So obviously, as we're all aware, coronavirus has kind of put a stop on everything in life. And obviously what we're in now, week 16 or something crazy like that in lockdowns and isolations and stuff like that. So I thought we'd just touch on a little bit about, where things are up to at the minute and where things are up to in the rugby life. So obviously, Jono, I know you've done a bit of research on the RFU. Do you want to head up this one?
Yes, mate. Oh, John, the amount of prep I've done on this, you'll be impressed. It is ridiculous. I've done 2 full pages of prep. So, obviously, like what Johnny was saying, 3 months into lockdown, the RFU guidelines have been posted. We're at phase B at the minute, so we're kind of at midway point. So, for those that didn't know, your phase A was exercise with one person within the household. So I don't know if anyone's been tackling the missus or scrumming the missus or whatever else. I don't know. I've been tempted a few times, I'm not going to lie. Phase B is where we're at now. Working with, like what we're doing at the minute. Pre-season's kind of roughly just started, which we'll touch on later. But phase B, groups of 6 training. We can equipment share, we can do some passing drills and everything else. Face-to-face contact is kind of like none. Then the next step is what we're trying to look towards next is the larger groups, no social distancing, minimal facial contact, like face-to-face contact, and actually fucking trying to do some more rugby, to be perfectly honest. From my question to you, George, how are you finding it? How are you finding lockdown? How are you finding training with these guidelines? What's your whole aura on all this?
Lockdown's not so bad. I mean, I'm used to training twice every other week due to work commitments and stuff. So it's just, I'm used to turning up to training and then just getting straight into it. You have a game of touch, and it's not even a game of touch. You end up putting a shoulder in. So let me be able to get that.
Broughton touch.
Yeah, exactly. So let me be able to get that. It doesn't quite feel that sort of rugby feeling at the minute. It's nice to be back with the lads. Obviously, we've had a fair few months away from each other. So it's just nice to have one back together. The commitment of the lads at the minute is unbelievable. We've gone from having 8 training a couple of years ago to 30 odd training now. Massive improvements in the club. And that's when we're really phase B of the coronavirus, Still got a long way to go yet. But yeah, just looking forward to getting into the next phase and getting a bit more contact in and what we can.
And how do you feel? Do you feel there's been an impact on the lads at all, or how do you think things have been with the club and obviously during this difficult time?
I mean, since, from the first session when we got back together, it was like we've not been away. It's obviously trying to adapt to, the first session. Trying to stay 2 meters apart from your pal who you've not seen for a few months, it was tough. We're having to keep reminding each other, hang on a minute, stay 2 meters apart. Well, but that's just, you kind of adapt to it. We kind of just turn up to training now, and we know straight away, stay in your groups of 6, stay 2 meters apart. So we finally got there. It was just that first session was so tough. Not to walk over and high five your pal and give him a hug. Mate, and that was it,
Because we all love to hug you, Jordan.
Yeah, I'm quite a huggy kind of guy. I like to hug them anyway. I just can't wait to, just get back to how we were. We were on such a good roll at the back end of last season. We almost had a cup final to go to visit, and all of a sudden now I couldn't even see my mates for for so long. So it's just rebuilding and getting back to where we should.
Absolutely. So touching a little bit more on the RFU guidelines then. So in terms of how the season's going to potentially look. So pencil dates in for September. So providing how everything goes, we're looking at a full season, 26 games, maybe slightly different in a sense of how it'll be. So basically what they're trying to do is trying to get you kind of more local clubs to play each other first and then kind of branch out from there. So, but either way, you get into like a full season, which is what we all want. Second, kind of, if we don't meet that first initial stage in September, we're then going to be looking at something broken into groups. So it's kind of like a little mini Champions League type group, 4 or 5 teams. I think we end up playing about 12 games, I think, within that group. Then it's going to be continuously being monitored, and then you may play further games apart. To the very, very kind of worst case scenario is a playoff system where we basically play minimum type of games. I mean, realistically, what's your thoughts on the season being starting on this? And also as well, as a captain, how can you prepare 2 teams from either going, right, we're going to go all in on a full season, or you're going to play about 8 games?
To be honest with you, mate, I mean, I'd expect the lads to be ready and firing. And you know, preparations are well underway. I think we're 6 weeks ahead of many clubs, which is in preparation for September. First game of the season. You know, what happens as we get closer to that, you know, that kind of might change. But I've got my mind set, along with 50 other players at the club, to be there for September, first game of the season. We're going to play a full season. And that's the mentality of every player. No one should be thinking, oh, hang on a minute, we might not even get a full 20 odd games in. We might only play 12. That's not the right mentality. And I expect every player to be the same. I expect every player to just think, right, here we go, full season ahead. So that's how we prepare. Pretty much.
I was going to say there's certainly some aching bodies already at pre-season. I know that from personal experience.
It's definitely been one of the toughest. I mean, in all the years I've played, I think this is the toughest pre-season. You know, I've played since I was 8, and this is definitely the toughest few weeks I've had. You know, and that we might not even end up playing a full season, but you know, the mentality is there, and that's how it should be right the way throughout, from every player that turns up and puts that Broughton kit on.
Sure, cool. Kind of moving away from the downward spiral of Rona. Speaking about the club, we've touched on it a few times. All 3 of us have touched on about the club. Just want to get an update on the club from your perspective, how things are going with the club. Kind of start you off with where I'm going at with this. So the club's had a nice little refurb, a bit of lick of paint. Bloody Bob the Builder Gordon's been in there with his kit. We've got a new mower. There's a lot really. So kind of where are you finding things with the club now? Basically as well. I mean, how, like what you said, you've been at the club for many years. Comparing it now to what it used to be, what was old Broughton look like compared to new Broughton now?
Yeah, well, coming in at the age of 14, it was kind of one of the highest levels that Broughton have played at. So I've been through ups and downs of the club. You know, it was kind of a well-established club back in the day, loads of history. There was a real good vibe along the place.
100 years, wasn't it, last year? 100 years?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 150, wasn't it?
Yeah,
150. Yeah, 150.
Yeah. So I mean, I think one of the oldest clubs in the UK. If you have a look, you know, go through the Wikipedia and stuff, it'll tell you much on there. But I've seen the place go from, you know, so many owners. You know, I've seen numerous amount of players. It's ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it, to be honest. You know, we've gone from taking 8 players up to the likes of Oldham. You know, I've seen the club run down, where we've ended up with no one actually running the club, and I was kind of just stood down. Well, what's next? You know, so it's nice to have the kind of the backing now, and you know, hopefully, you know the club's got a nice refurb at the moment, ready for September, and hopefully this Saturday when the club will open again. So it's nice to see that all the lads are buying in as well. You know, But back then it was pretty tough to tell. A few years ago, we put a message in a group chat telling the lads to come up and do a bit of decorating or, let's tips. It was a nightmare. It was always me and just Mike Moran. It was just the same players all the time. So it's nice to see people buying in as well, and going down that route rather than just the same old players that we're trying to keep the club going through thick and thin. So it's nice to be at that end, kind of back on the rise again, as they say.
And just touching on, obviously, I know you've touched on a little bit about the club making changes and people running the bar and running the club now, as well as the rugby. Obviously, we've got Brian come on board coaching for 2 years now, and we've got Pete Chamberlain obviously helping out with the twos and stuff like that. How much do you think that structure is now helping the rugby side of things? Obviously, we've seen the club go from near out folding to then winning the league straight the year after. How do you think, how much has that had an impact on that playing side?
Massively. It's been absolutely unreal. I mean, I've been at Broughton, like I said, since I was 14. I don't think I've ever had a manager. I don't think I've ever had a coach. It's kind of players just took the lead since being there. There were never any sort of structure. We never had a rugby structure. Obviously, aside from the club, we never had a treasurer from the rugby side. From what I can remember, especially over the last few years, it's kind of just been just deal it as we can. Just a couple of lads and I think. On the brink of relegation, bringing in a coach just kind of turned things around. And that's why people are buying into the club now. They've kind of got that structure. People are thinking, hang on a minute, Broughton have got a coach. They've got this. Because you look around at other clubs and, some clubs still haven't got what we've got now. So it's kind of, I definitely agree that is it's played a massive part in where we are at this moment in time.
That's the thing. Like, I wanted to get that in there because I remember my first ever experience with Broughton was that charity game. Do you remember it?
I do, yeah.
Playing in this bright yellow kit. I think there was a scratch 15. Like, I don't know who we was playing against. I can't remember what the charity was, but I know it was like a big fun day thing. And I remember Broughton being the kind of rough tumble type kind of place where no one really wanted to play. It had this really bad reputation. Jordan brings me down to this clubhouse, and I was just thinking. Then you see the kit, and you're like, "What's in here, Jordan?" Like that team, what we had as well was insane. It was like we had a quality team. I think we won that game. I'm not overly sure.
Was it the era of the big cotton shirts as well?
Yeah, mate. Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played in the kit that we've been playing in the last couple of years. I've always had this big, thick fucking cotton thing. And it's as soon as it rains, that's it. It felt like being a forward.
3 stone on, don't you? But
they've got to slow Jordan down somehow, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. But I remember being in the clubhouse. Jordan's obviously took the lead on stage, and the club's gone from raffling a sink. Remember raffling a sink? Stainless steel sink. Stainless steel sink.
Yeah, exactly.
Raffling a stainless steel sink.
So at least we're hooked our class. I think we're raffling off sign stuff now, aren't we? So
perhaps that should be a throwback. We should raffle off a signed sink now.
Yeah. See, I've been through it all. I've been through the highs. I've been through the lows. You've seen yourself when you come down that a few years back. So it's just nice. I come back to Broughton. Obviously I took that time away. Just to go and play a bit of a better level when I went down to Park, where obviously bumped into you guys. But I've come back to Broughton now with the intention that, hang on a minute, we're much better than that. We can be one of them clubs. We can be an established club. We can play higher. And at the minute, having the structure, having everything behind us, it's kind of pushing us that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So I think going on from that then, Judd, obviously we spoke a bit about the club and obviously all that sort of stuff. How do you feel the preseason has been going in terms of the day-to-day of the preseason? Obviously, we've spoken about, Bry's drills, and obviously we've all been there. We've all been dying on our knees. How do you think that's been sort of accepted by, obviously, because we've had quite a few new lads down, quite new faces down. How do you think that's kind of pushing on, and how do you feel like we're set up? Obviously, we've already spoke about going back maybe a bit later than usual. Do you feel like the preseason at the minute is working at the right level, or do you feel like there's still more to come from this team?
To be honest with you, I think we've exceeded my expectation for sure. Kind of everything that was going on. to turn up to that first session and be 28 players was a massive shock to me. And it was something that I honestly didn't expect. So to turn up on the first session and see that, that's when I knew from there onwards, you know, it's going to be a big pre-season for us. In terms of seeing the lads, you know, I've never seen anything like it. The oomph, you know, pushing each other through some of the hardest drills I've known. Them stairs up and down them stairs is not something I want to be doing, but you know, the lads are pushing each other and you're pushing yourself to the limit. We're seeing lads walk off there with zero energy, and they're struggling trying to get back to the club. And I think we've still got a lot more in us. I don't think we're anywhere near where we're capable at the minute. I think we're still a lot in the tank, and obviously that's over to Brian to manage that and you know what take us to the next stage. But so far, I'm massively impressed with the commitment and the effort of every player that's turned up in pre-season so far.
How are you feeling about that 10 shirt this year? Do you think there's someone there looking for it?
To be honest with you, mate, I don't. If you look at some of the players we're bringing in, you know, everyone's going to be worried, I think, at the minute, because everyone's putting the same effort in. Every you know, we've got new players who no one even knows who they are, you know, and until it gets into them pre-season friendlies, which hopefully we can have a couple before the season starts. You know, it doesn't matter what number you play, or you know, everyone's there to fight for the jersey on game day. So you know, if my 10 shirt gets took, I'll have to look at fullback or something. But I might step in at 9 actually and put Jamie to the side.
I'm sure you'll love to hear that.
Yeah, exactly.
All the ranks on your brother. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, there's no problems there, lads. No problems there.
I don't think the shirt will fit you, to be fair, mate.
I mean, I've been working out, and I saw to getting there now. Got to be going into bigger leagues. So just in terms of pre-season, I'm absolutely buzzing. I think we're at a really good place. You know, like I said before, 5-6 weeks ahead of other clubs. That to me is just unbelievable.
I think it's a testament, to be fair. You know, I was looking at the AGM website today, and at the bottom of their update, they've got the line, in the meantime, enjoy the summer, stay safe, don't rush into pre-season, as it might be a 6-month one. So, you know, I think taking that attitude, I think, we're fully ahead of where we need to be. So, you know, I think as a player myself, I'm loving life at Broughton at the minute. I think, like you say, there's a buzz around the place, and I think everyone's living and breathing that at the minute.
Yeah, definitely.
100% agree. 100% agree. You touched on new players, George. We were saying there's people there we've not seen or don't even know yet. Any word on who's actually coming in? Obviously, we've got 5 lads down there at the minute, potentially new faces coming down.
Yeah.
Are you expecting any more? Anyone being in contact?
It's quite we're constantly in touch with certain players. Some yet haven't turned up to pre-season for work commitments, and obviously with the pandemic and stuff at the minute, I don't expect everyone to be turning up week in, week out. The lads who are, you know, great effort, and I can't fault you for it. So, you know, so we've got to kind of be understanding as well in terms of, you know, what's happened in the world. People can't commit fully at the minute. But yeah, I think we've got another 3 or 4 lads, you know, played a really good level. I was on a Skype call last night to a lad who's coming from Cheltenham. So I was going to say somewhere stupid then, you know, so you know, so we're in touch with these lads, so we're not losing contact with them. We're just making sure that the time's right and they will be joining. So I think we're looking at another 3 or 4, as well as the lads who have turned up now. You know, all play good level and stuff. It's going to
be 2 strong squads. Two strong squads.
Never played before.
Boys, I've got to tell you this, right? The missus just come in from the shopping, and she's falling behind me, so she's not in the camera to get into the kitchen. She's like pushing the bag across the floor into the kitchen. Honestly, the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, to up the new podcast, mate.
I was going to say, I'm expecting Jace or Jax to come running in a minute.
I've put them to bed in enough time. Jace is normally running around till 9:30, 10 o'clock, but I'm in bed. I've got free, you know, no one interrupting me on my debut.
And obviously, just going back in, obviously, quick 2 minutes on this. Obviously, we've managed to win a competition while on lockdown. Obviously, one of our proudest moments. Obviously, I know we've had cup wins, we've had league wins, but come on, we've got to talk about the Connected Try Award, haven't we?
That's gonna be up there with one of my favourite moments of the club. You know, getting that text from Jono saying, "Oh, just chuck a rugby ball up and then throw it left." You know, to see how creative the lads were. You know, we had chickens through about.
I get in trouble.
Yeah, we put some kids in there. You know, it was unbelievable. And you know, thanks to Jono for putting it together. Yeah, I mean, to see the social media, I think the video got 30,000 views or something.
I think it was 27.5, I think.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and just to see that, and then to win the Vodafone competition alongside Wasps, you know, that was massive for us.
Yeah.
And obviously, it means a bus trip down to Coventry now.
Yeah.
So I mean, it'll be a good social.
Because we all want to go to Coventry.
I've been saying London, and Alex McKay's been shaking his head. But I've been doing a bit of grammar and a bit of research, and we're going to Coventry.
Well, you can go to London if you want, mate.
Yeah, I mean, look at the bright side. The coach will be cheaper.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Honestly,
I mean, that was a massive highlight for us. That, you know, that just shows where we are and where we're going to.
Honestly, that was the most fun. Like OCD to the max that weekend as well. Like trying to trim all the videos to like the millisecond, trying to do it all. But it was well worth it though, and it's just like. Obviously, getting credit and stuff like that, but it's all down to everyone's creativity. I didn't have any input on it. I just went, just catch the ball from your right, throw it left.
I think I remember texting you, Jono, and I remember your text coming back saying it's so funny watching these before I've edited them.
Honestly, it was brilliant.
Hey, I tell you what, it only took one shot in the basketball loop.
Oh, come off it.
I done about 8 pints as well.
And do we know how many times it took Sam to score that try in the end? Do we know how many attempts that was?
He was wet already, wasn't he? So
yeah.
So I remember saying to him, I was like, "Who's kicking the ball?" And he went, "It was Callie."
Got to get the families involved. Watch my
10 shirt now, Anna.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, good. No, that was I think I am in full agreement. I think that's a big highlight before the season's even kicked off. I think it was great to get the lads buzzing.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. So, do you want to plug the website, Jonny?
Yeah. So obviously, you know, this is obviously going out on the social media. It will also be on our website. So if you're not sure where it is, it's on all our social media posts. In the bottom left or top right corner normally. You get all our Instagrams, all our Twitters, everything like that from there. I'm just trying to bring it up now. Luckily, I don't have it favorited on this on this computer, so that's obviously a very good start for me on this this podcast. But we'll bring it up soon. But obviously, you find us on Facebook, so we're Broughton RUFC official. So you know, all our updated news, all our training, all our highlights, all go on there.
What's you laughing at?
It's his missus again, isn't it? We're trying to plug something here. Tell her. And then if you want to see our website, so it's hosted from the RFU. So thanks to the RFU for helping us host that website. But it's BroughtonRUFC.ruf.club. You find on there all our latest updates. Again, you can find all our social media on there. You know, all the pictures of all our games from last season, all our league updates. This year, we're also going to have all our stats, appearances, and tries. So Jordan will be happy to be able to say I was the top try scorer this season.
I swear I was last season, but John was adamant it was him.
Mate, he claimed it. You didn't. So you know.
I know.
But obviously, if you want to find us on Instagram as well, we're just Broughton Rugby, all one word, and then our Twitter is @Broughton RUFC. So yeah, get on there, give us a like, give us a follow. You know, share our content, and hopefully, you know, give us ideas if you want some more content, and hopefully we can keep pushing that even further. So yeah, I think Jono, it's time to drop Jordan into the good award share of the quick fire questions.
Right. So we're gonna have a quick fire quiz. So the name of the quiz this week is, because we've got Captain Jordan here, it's going to be Hit the 10 quiz. So me and Jonny being back rowers, all you want to do is hit the 10.
You just
now
come
we
up to
get
10
to-
and you know, you both know, come off my shoulder and you'll score a try, eh?
Exactly.
when you decide to give it.
Anyway, we need to be quick before my phone dies.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Right. Quick 10. So it's all about the teammates. So it's all about the players now who were there. So quick fire. Ready? First question. Most skillful player.
Most skillful players got to go to Martin. The offloads are ridiculous. I've only played a few games with him last season, but man, he's got some skills.
Insane. Team Joker. Who's the team Joker?
Team Joker. Let's say it's got to be Luke. He's an absolute nightmare. But yeah, he does make me laugh. He does make me laugh.
It's funny. It is funny. Best dancer.
Best dancer. I've seen Sam Donnelly a couple of times with his top off in Walkabout. A few nights out, so Sam Donnelly.
Nice. Who's going to be the next Bry Collier at the club?
Got to say Callum Ulston. He just doesn't. Yeah, he just reminds me so much of Bry. Like he's just he's always moaning. A bit like Brian does as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cal.
Who's the best trainer?
Best trainer has got to be. Give me 2 minutes. Wow, best trainer, Jonny Appleby. Sorry, Jonny. I know you're up there. Apart from you walking off the other week because you needed 4 cans of Coke. Other than that, yeah, it's got to be. And to be honest, I think I'll add another one. I've got to be Stu Cork pre-season. He's done every drill and he's not stopped. He has not stopped. So yeah, Jonny followed by Stu.
Worst stress. Who's got absolute ridiculous threads?
Oh, it's going to be Josh Salmon. It's going to be Josh Salmon with that bright pink sock. But then when you look at Andy Bowen's socks, he turns up in bright pink socks.
Cut off t-shirts.
Yeah, it's going to be between them.
Definitely. Who's the hard man? Hard man of the club.
Hard man. It's going to be Mike Moran. He's the most angriest. I mean, yeah, he's just so angry. Like Mike, just have a pill, mate, and watch out for the referee.
Yeah, fair. Most intelligent.
Most intelligent. It's got to be me. I mean, I don't know if you can nominate yourself, but you know, I think London Wasp is you know, Wasp is in there, and I mean, you must have heard me try and say phenomenal or whatever it was in training. Yeah, it's gotta be.
Least intelligent.
It's got to be Fraser Worthington. How many times you need to be told pass and follow? Then he spits it out and walks off.
Right. Final question: who's the longest in the shower?
It's got to be Jamie. Well, it depends what you mean. It just depends what you mean. But yeah, longest in the shower's got to be Jamie.
That's all from me, boys.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I like them.
Good quick fires, George. Good quick fires. And if you can't pick yourself, you've now made the rule that you can. So that's only game for anyone going forward now.
If you slag yourself, then yeah, you can.
Awesome, cool. So let's bring it to a close then, lads. Thanks George for coming on. Thanks for your insight. It was good. And thanks Jono for assisting in the over prepping of a podcast. But I'm loving the 2 pages. I think it's gone well. So yeah. Thanks to you guys, and thanks to everyone for tuning in. And yeah, we'll say goodbye for now.
Perfect. See you all soon.
Cheers, guys. Bye bye.